Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email here from Z.
Z says, hi, Nathan and Ben. I am currently slowly starting to prepare my statements and my applications, though it's still up in the air which school I would do an early binding decision for. I know it would be Chicago, NYU, Columbia, or Penn.
Can we stop right there? No one should be doing early binding decision.
Yeah, why are you doing this? What are you doing? You don't. There's a fifth option, which is none of the above.
It's a trap that the law schools have come up with. Someone came up with somewhere. It was a genius idea. And everybody else is like, oh shit, we should do that too, because it prevents you from having any leverage. You're literally promising to give up all your leverage and just accept whatever shitty offer they give you.
And no matter how good, let's say you apply to all four of these schools, but you apply binding early decision to Columbia. Then next thing you know, you get a great offer from Chicago, a great offer from NYU, a great offer from Penn, and you have contractually bound yourself to accept whatever that offer is from Columbia.
But wait, but Nathan, Columbia is promising a full tuition scholarship as part of their early binding decision program.
If that's really what they're doing, then they're only going to give you that offer if you also would have gotten that offer from their normal admission program. And presumably you would be able to also get that offer from these other schools. I mean, it's not like they're going to lower their, they're not lowering their standards to give you a full ride. What do you think? They're not doing this for your benefit. They're doing it solely for their benefit.
Yeah.
Binding early decision programs are a scam. It's as if you were like, well, I need a new car and it's got to be either a BMW or a Mercedes or an Audi. But, I'm going to just decide in advance. I'm going to go test drive these other cars, but I'm going to put a deposit down. I'm going to guarantee no matter how much I kick the tires, I'm going to for sure buy from you. Well, then what kind of a price do you think you're going to get on that? And even if they say, oh, no, we guarantee we'll give you our best, blah, blah, blah. Fine, but you could get that same pricing elsewhere. Okay. Z continues.
Well, I don't know if there's going to be anything else to say, but I'm a bit of an outlier.
I think I'm reading it. Z continues.
Oh, you're reading it. Sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Z continues. I'm a bit of an outlier in terms of age. I went into undergrad at 16 and I'm graduating in May as a 19-year-old. That means I'll still be 20 when I first start law school. It's to my understanding that law schools do not view me any differently than they view other applicants. So would writing a personal statement regarding my drive even be worth it? Your drive? You should be writing about your accomplishments, not like editorializing your own opinion about yourself.
Yeah, your drive will be manifest through the work that you've done well recently.
Right. I mean, the fact that you went to undergrad when you were 16 is a powerful fact. Graduating as a 19-year-old is a powerful fact. Like those facts show drive. I don't need you to tell me about your drive.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I have drive. Yeah, we figured that.
We got that part. Yeah. My GPA was initially quite low, but overall improved, finishing the last 3 semesters with all A's. My UGPA will be a 3.65, but my LSAT is a 164. Should I write an addendum to explain? Sorry, my LSAT is a 174. Should I write an addendum to explain that? Okay. People really don't understand what addenda are for. In this case, if you are going to write an addendum, and I do recommend that you write an addendum, you're not explaining anything. Nobody gives a shit about your explanations, but they do care about the 4.0 that you achieved over your last 3 semesters. So you can write a 1 or 2 sentence addendum here that says, over my last 3 semesters, I got a 4.0. That's a point in your favor, and it might get them to anchor on 4.0 instead of anchoring on 3.65. But no amount of explaining is going to help your case here.
I agree 100%. I want to come up with a new name for addendums. I think their name invites people to say a lot of stuff, right? An addendum means to like add information to your application. We need to tell people what that information actually is. It seems like they should be called impressive facts only.
Yeah, I mean, the name addendum. So I just looked up addendum. An addendum is an item of additional material added at the end of something. So it's an additional fact, but it's not an excuse,
It's not an
right?
additional excuse, it's an additional impressive fact.
Right. You're only, we want to only add to our application, not subtract from it. And I think many people want to write addenda. It's like subtraction by addition, right? Like you're going to write in this extra thing that's like, well, I was immature. Okay, well, why did you do that then? Well, I partied too much. Well, that's not in your
I
favor.
was young. I didn't know what I was doing.
I wasn't really ready for school. Yeah, no shit. We already saw your grades. I mean, you're just not adding anything, and you're probably subtracting because it looks like you're making excuses. On the other hand, if you said, I achieved a 4.0 my last 3 semesters, I mean, one sentence,
That's it.
then, okay, so that's an additional fact that they might not have noticed. How much is it going to matter? Not very much. But at least it's a good point in your favor. Z continues, lastly, should I write a diversity statement? I am not a first-generation college student, but I am an Asian American woman. I appreciate your time. Okay, so 1, women are not underrepresented in law school.
They're
2,
overrepresented.
yeah, relative to population, women are overrepresented. 2, Asian Americans are not underrepresented, I don't think, in law school either. So I don't really see how this addendum helps you. Or I don't see how that diversity statement helps you, Z.
Yeah. I guess you could write about if there's something in particular you have to say about your experience as an Asian American woman, but it almost sounds like you're just wondering, is it better to write one or not? And it really depends on what you have to say.
You could certainly write, I mean, these days, it's not so simple as diversity statement versus other statement, right? These days,
It's experience.
right. What is your lived experience as an Asian American woman? And you probably have stories to tell about what that's like to be an Asian American woman. It's just, you're not checking any boxes by being an Asian American woman. But if you want to write stories about what it feels like, what your experience has actually been being an Asian American woman in the world, then you might have interesting, useful things to say. So I'm not saying don't write it. I'm just saying like you're not really checking diversity boxes with those facts. Last bit of advice for Z. Z started off by saying, I am currently slowly starting to prepare my statements and my applications. Today is November 12th. Z, we like the people who work for us who are applying this cycle have already started to receive scholarship offers for next cycle. You're only 19. You still haven't even graduated undergrad.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you want to go straight into law school at age 20? For what purpose, Z? Please, please consider a gap year or 2 or 3.
Yeah. Get a
I mean,
job.
right. Go get a job in a law firm and figure out whether this is something that you actually want to do. Now, maybe Z has lawyers in the family. Maybe Z knows that this is definitely what she wants to do. That's fine. But just really, why do you have to force in applications later in the cycle than we would recommend?
Yeah.
I mean, Z thinks, oh, if I get them in before Christmas, I'm good. Yeah, good, but not great. And all you would have to do, Z, is to just wait a few months and apply next September. And you'd be like first in line for the very best offers. Also, you might have gotten some work experience, might help you write a more meaningful personal statement. And just consider it. That's all I'm saying.
Wait, Z is graduating in May.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's worth it, but Z still has an opportunity to raise her GPA.
Oh yeah. No, you right. Like another semester of all A's. Then you get to write an addendum that says my last 4 semesters are all A's, not just my last 3 semesters with all A's. And you're applying with a 3.7 instead of applying with a 3.65, which might not matter because they're going to report your final GPA and they might know that. But still, like it would be better to show up with your best foot forward with a 3.7 is the first thing they see instead of a 3.65 is the first thing they see.
Wait, what do you mean? Would they even see the 3.65? Just apply it.
If she
Take
applies
more.
now,
No, no. Yeah, I'm saying don't apply now.
that's what I'm saying, is that if she applies now, they're going to see the 3.65 and then they're going to hope that she finishes with A's so that they can report her 3.7. But you're saying, why don't you wrap up that last semester of all A's?
Well, actually, I was saying something even further, and that's possibly extending school. I don't know if it's worth
Oh,
it, but if you
I
look
see.
at the scholarship estimator, you have a wonderful LSAT score, 174. Okay, put in your 3.65, put in your what you think you're going to get by May, and then put in what you think if you took some community colleges and got A's and added them to your transcript as well.
It's like there's no prize for how young you are when you start being a lawyer.
Nope.
I just don't see what you get out of it, Z. And I do think you're giving up a lot. So yeah, I think Ben and I both, if we were your folks here and we were advising you, we would both be telling you pretty strongly, just wait till next year. This might be a good opportunity to shout out Parents' Night, huh? If Z seems very likely to be the type of person who has parents who are forcing her toward law school, on Tuesday, December 3rd, we're going to do a free class, Parents' Night Volume 2. Z, we would love to see you there. We would love to see your parents there. And we will talk to you about the game of law school admissions and flesh out in lots more detail why we think you should apply only when you've got everything ready, best possible LSAT, best possible GPA, and why we think you should apply at the beginning of the cycle, not mid-cycle.
Excellent. Thanks for writing in, Z. I hope that's helpful.
Just go to lsatdemon.com/free if you want to get invited to that and all of our upcoming free classes.
Excellent. Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.